Okay. Now in that little thing
trinket
here,
thing?
we have a big. That's what makes our monster
That's
cookies.
really, so just this little amount makes a monster cookie.
Yes,
okay.
it does. So what we want to do is we'll scoop this off a little bit, and then when you're scooping it in,
Okay, let's try
rub it up against the side of the bowl so it kind of gives a little bit of a flat surface there. Perfect.
Okay.
And then this little thing here, you want to scoop it down.
There?
Yep.
This,
Now with these things, being a monster cookie, they do spread out a little bit, so you need to give them enough room in between each cookie as
Right.
well. So go ahead and do a couple more.
okay. You know there's that saying, there are 2 guarantees in life, death and taxes? Well, I'm going to add one to that list, things to talk about. And let's find out what there's to talk about in this week's Hot Button.
Hello and welcome to Hot Button. Today we're going to talk about everything hot. Literally, we want to know how you've been dealing with the hot weather and if you felt any of the effects of forest fires across the province.
Well, I will jump in here, Corrin, because during the long weekend, it was so hot across the province. No matter where you were, it was probably around 30 degrees.
Scorcher.
And, you know, I shot the story on the Alexander Bridge out in the heat, and I forgot to bring water. And by the end of it, I was so thirsty. Thankfully, it was okay, but yeah, I was really thirsty.
Rookie mistake, Jono. Well, I hear you on the heat, though. I did some hiking over the weekend. I hiked Mount Sham for the first time in the middle of the day. And let me tell you, when you are 7,000 feet up there, that much closer to the sun, it feels that much hotter. Now, I knew I was going to be there in the middle of the day, so I brought lots of water. I actually was able to go swimming. But let me tell you, by the time I came off that mountain, I was done. I think I might have had a little bit of heat exhaustion because I was in bed snoozing by 8 p.m. I couldn't keep my eyes open any longer.
Open? I can barely keep my eyes closed because it is so hot. And see, there are consequences of the great heat, and one of them is forest fires. And it's a common thing every summer in this province, and it seems especially bad this year. I was driving through the Fraser Canyon yesterday, and just when I hit Lytton, there was this haze in the sky, and it made the sun this incredible burnt orange color.
Well, it might have been a beautiful color, but forest fires are far from beautiful. They're so destructive, and they can leave people and animals homeless. For example, the Mount McAllister fire, which is kind of near the Fort St. John area, forced about 1,100 people from their homes. Can you imagine having to abandon your home and evacuate your town because of the threat of a forest fire? How devastating would that be?
That'd be so devastating, especially considering my fear of fires that I admitted to last week.
Right.
And that's the thing with the nice weather we have and the fact that BC is largely forest. It means that the only way to avoid forest fires is to kind of not have fires in the first place. Currently, open pit fires are banned across the province, and campfires are banned here in the Coastal Forest District, in the Kamloops Forest District, and in the Caribou Forest District. And I was in the Caribou on the weekend, and you want to guess how we made s'mores?
Probably not on a campfire.
Yeah, no, we made them in the oven. But it's important because last year, 30% of the forest fires were human caused, and that should be 0.
And you know what? For those people who choose not to follow those campfire ban restrictions, they could face some stiff penalties.
Really?
You can be put in jail for up to 3 years, or you could be fined for up to $1 million. And don't get me wrong, you know, camping really isn't camping without a campfire, and I feel really bad for all the campers over the long weekend up in Cultus Lake and Chilliwack Lake that weren't able to do it, but I'm sorry, no campfire is worth $1 million.
That's true, and also keeping our great forests the way they are.
So we can
is
go
great,
camping.
So we can go camping in there. So there you have it. The trade-off of the nice weather that you want to camp in is the fact that you can't really camp the way you want to camp in it. Good grief. Anyway, what about you? What do you think about the fire ban? Are you really angry about having to make s'mores in the oven, or are you just happy to see our beautiful forest preserves? Share your comments with us online, and we'll keep the conversation going next week on Hot Button.